I am not okay with that. I do not like that, girl. Okay, let's do some hair talk. Okay, you guys, I am 19 weeks post relaxer. I have been out of my sew-in for about a week now. I have chosen to take 2 weeks off from my protective style just to allow my scalp to breathe. To me, like, your hair needs that break in between like protective styles. Let it breathe a minute, give your scalp a breath, and my hair to be, out a little bit. So I will be putting my extensions back in by the end of this week. But anyway, you guys, I just wanted to come on here, have some relaxed hair talk. I feel like we haven't done that in a while. So if you are new here, I am April Sunny. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and let's get started. So one of the main questions I get all the time that makes me cringe when it comes through, I just want to address that and get it out of the way. People ask me all the time is if I relax my hair bone straight. Bone straight means to me 100% straight. That is dangerous ground. I am not okay with that. I do not like that, girl. No, I do not relax my hair 100% straight. So about 85% is the optimal percentage of the natural curl pattern to be removed. Okay? That's not something I made up. That's something I learned in cosmetology school. So yeah, I learned that, and it's been working thus far because I was one of those people who just wanted my hair bone straight. I always wanted my edges straight. As y'all can see, my edges are not straight. If they don't want to be fooled with, I don't fool with them. As you can see, they're not straight, and I'm okay with that because they're okay with that. I put oil on it, I smooth it out, we keep it pushing. Okay? A few things to consider before relaxing your hair. Make sure you're using the proper relaxer strength and determine your processing time. The way you determine this is based off of your hair's texture, which, for example, I'm 4C, your hair's elasticity, and then your hair's porosity. Yes, your hair's porosity does affect your relaxer processing time. Some may be a little confused about hair porosity. So hair porosity is just the ability for your hair to absorb water and or chemicals, meaning the determining factor in selecting the appropriate relaxer strength and processing time. So when my aunt is putting in my relaxer, she does stay within the time limit on the jar. So let me get my jar. So it does go into the texture, the hair texture type. So if you're fine with color treated hair in good condition, it says use the mild strength for 13 minutes. Meaning once you start, you have 13 minutes to put it on and work it through. For medium color treated in good condition hair, I have 4C hair, high porosity, which means it's very absorbent, which puts me in the medium category, and my hair is in good condition. So it says use the normal relaxer, which their regular is considered normal. Can you see that? You'll use the normal strength for 15 minutes. So my aunt has 15 minutes to put this on my hair and work it through. And then for really coarse resistant hair, meaning 4C hair that is low porosity, very resistant hair, you would use the resistant strength for 18 minutes. But that's why it's important to turn it around and read it, honey. And I do want you guys to understand that the chemical begins to work as soon as you put it on your hair. It doesn't start working once you smooth it through. As soon as it touches your hair, it starts to work. So for a live relaxer, because of the type of chemical it is professional brand. So I would say make sure you have a professional putting the live relaxer in your hair. I would not recommend you do it yourself. This is a serious chemical. The reason I use a live relaxer is because I've used no lie majority of my teens and my 20s. Boxer relaxers are just too harsh on my high porosity hair. It was too harsh and too drying, and it just didn't work for me. So that's why I switched to live relaxers, and I've had a better result. So I've chosen to use Affirm because Affirm has a system that works for me. Just a disclaimer here, I'm not trying to convince anyone to relax their hair. If you're natural, run with it, girl. If I had a lifestyle where I can handle my natural 4C hair, I would do that. I feel like when I was in a salon, that was like one of the biggest issues. I would get upset at the clients that would come in because nobody really cared about taking care of their natural hair. They didn't care. If they cared when they came into the salon, it didn't seem like it. They would come in there, you know, we whoop, 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 whoop it up. They just wanted their hair to look the way they wanted it to look by any means necessary without putting the health of their hair first. And like when I would talk about like, well, if we do it this way, if we do it that way, when I would try and talk to them about it, like they had no interest. And a lot of them felt like I didn't know what I was talking about because I don't put a hairstyle over the health of someone's hair. I will not do that. So whatever, that was that. But anyway, back to the relaxers. So I have chosen Affirm because this straightener claims to allow you to have at least 81% of remaining elasticity in your strands after such a harsh chemical service. And I will say, since I've switched, I have been able to retain hair like crazy. I'm just saying, elasticity in your hair is important because it allows you to have durability within styling. Of course, you don't want to overstyle your hair, but elasticity is important because if you pull on your strand, you want it to be able to return without breaking. Them making that claim and me being able to actually see that that is true means a lot to me. Ooh, can somebody fix my chair, girl? But there are a few steps that I feel like some people miss when they are relaxing their hair. So once she has the protective cream in and all of that, my hair is in 4 sections and is prepped and ready to go and to start the relaxer process. Step 1, there is something called the Fiber Guard Strengthening Serum. So you're supposed to put this on your strands all over your hair before you start your relaxer process. So it's basically a pre-treatment to make sure she's protecting my strands and just making sure they are strengthened before she goes in. Even though she's not going down my strand with the relaxer, she just still puts that all over my hair, okay? It has a strengthening complex conditioning ingredient that minimizes the swelling and preserves the strength and restores your hair's natural luster. This step is optional. You do not have to do it. My aunt does not do it all the time, but I notice a difference when she doesn't do it, okay? It also helps with brittle hair and ends. It helps it to become more pliable. So of course this helps with, you know, the end result being more smooth and silky and just, you know, looking good. My relaxer end, she always starts at the top. So if it's in 4 sections, she'll start here and work that section, work this section, so on and so on. My edges and my nape is always the last to get the relaxer. And that's because you don't want your edges and your nape to work faster than the densest part of your hair. And then boom, you're like, okay, it's time to go to the bowl and neutralize. So once you go over to the bowl, you are supposed to rinse that relaxer cream out as much as possible. The number 1 cause for breakage and nape breakage or balding, I am one of them that went through it, okay? But the number 1 cause of it is not properly rinsing out your relaxer. You have to make sure you rinse out your relaxer properly and thoroughly. Once you have everything rinsed out of your hair, stop. Do not move on to neutralizing your hair just yet. So your next step is another pre-treatment. So this is a pre-treatment to neutralizing your hair. So this pre-treatment is to penetrate and strengthen your hair while the cuticles are open after rinsing out the relaxer. This is to strengthen newly relaxed hair and replenish lost moisture. It resists breakage and shedding and adds fullness and body to the hair. Again, read the back, make sure you know how long to leave that in. Once she has all the relaxer rinsed out, she'll go ahead and put this pre-treatment in my hair. And as I said, it just helps with breakage and shedding and, you know, adding body and fullness and strengthening my hair to start building it back up while the cuticles are open. Then after that's set for a moment, then you move on to neutralizing your hair. Neutralizing your hair is pretty important. Do not think that you can use a clarifying shampoo. No, you need to use a stabilizer, which is also known as a neutralizing shampoo. The neutralizing shampoo will help restore the disulfide bonds that have been broken. After you neutralize your hair, you condition your hair and you also deep condition your hair. I feel like some people just put the deep conditioner on, let it sit, go, you know, do whatever, and then, you know, rinse it out. No, 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 no. No, no, honey. Put a plastic cap over your head and sit under the dryer. It makes such a difference. Trust me, your hair will stay moisturized and nourished a lot longer if you gave it some drier time. Okay, so I get this question a lot and I wanna go over it. So dyeing relaxed hair. So when you are in there to get your relaxer service, once everything has been shampooed out, and usually you dye the hair before you put the conditioner in if you're gonna dye your hair any color, right? So the best dye to use during your relaxer service is a semi-permanent, and that's because it's a deposit only. It's not a lift and deposit. I use demi-permanent color, but I never get my dye done during my service unless it's a semi-color. I don't like using semi-colors because they don't last as long and I don't get the color payoff that I want. So I usually wait till my next wash day. And after I get my hair done at the salon, I'll wait 2 weeks to wash my hair again. Then I put my demi color on. So I really hope that this little talk helps somebody understand the process a little bit better. I know a lot of us relaxed girls have you know, we've been through the loop with our hair, and it's just like the more you know, the better you can, you know, retain hair. Again, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it or found it helpful, and don't forget to subscribe and share, you guys. Till the next time, be love.